It is an alternative source of organic manure and substitute for chemical fertilizer on different vegetable crops. It is rich in bacteria, actinomycetes, and fungi, and it improves the soil's physical structure and enriches the soil with microorganisms that adds enzymes such as phosphatase and cellulase. It enhances germination, plant growth, crop yield, and root growth. It is important to note that the proximity to source materials, availability of water, flood-free, and accessibility are the basic elements in order to do the steps in vermicomposting. The 5 steps in vermicomposting are gathering and sourcing of materials or substrates, preparation of materials or substrates, thermophilic or anaerobic decomposition of substrates for 14 or more days, aerobic decomposition or vermicast production in 30 to 60 days, and harvesting, which includes vermicompost and earthworm biomass. Gathering and sourcing of materials or substrates. Locally available and low-cost organic farm wastes or biodegradable market wastes, such as crop residues, livestock wastes, grasses, leaves of leguminous trees, sawdust, and cocoa coir dust. Substrate with ideal percentage of carbon source is 40% to 75%. Substrate with ideal percentage of nitrogen source is 25% to 60%. Preparation of materials or substrates. Vermibed dimension varies in length, 3 to 10 meters, and width of 1 to 2 meters, depending on the available budget and convenience. Vermibed package. 2 layers of hollow block cemented sidings and uncemented bottoms. Shred or chop the materials for faster decomposition by increasing the surface area available for microbial action. Place properly mixed materials or substrates in the bed at 50 kilograms per square meter. Cover with plastic sheet or several layers of banana leaves to initiate thermophilic or anaerobic decomposition. Temperature of the fermenting materials can go up to 70 degrees centigrade. Let it stay for 2 weeks for pre-decomposition. After 2 weeks or more, remove plastic sheet or banana leaves. Apply Trichoderma harzianum to hasten decomposition. Pre-decomposition of substrates can also be done without plastic sheet cover by allowing the shredded or unshredded substrates to undergo the usual and longer decomposition period, provided the substrate is not urgently needed for feeding of African nightcrawler. Stocking of the African nightcrawler or ANC. After the pre-decomposition, the ideal temperature and moisture of material substrates should be checked prior to the stocking of the ANC. Odor of the bedding should be sweet-smelling and not pungent. Sprinkle the bedding materials with water to lower the temperature. Ideal stocking density of ANC is at 1 kilogram. 1 kilogram of worm grows to 30 kilograms after only 6 months. Care and maintenance. Shed is important to control too much water from rain. The setting up of perimeter fence is also recommended. Timely harvest of the ANC is important to avoid ANC losses that build up waste and migration. Upon stocking ANC, cover the vermi beds, preferably with framed kalakat or framed bamboo at manageable length to simulate night environment for ANC and prevent the entry of chicken, toad, and others. Another option is to cover it with banana leaves or coconut fronds and secure it with a plastic nylon net. Eliminate centipedes and beetle grubs. Place nylon net for protection against predators. Water the beds as needed to maintain moisture level of 60% to 80%, particularly during the dry season. A practical way to check moisture is to squeeze a substrate sample of the bedding in one hand and observe the amount of drops of water. 3 to 5 drops is just right. A moisture meter can also be used for accurate measurement. Harvesting, processing, and packing. Timely harvest of the ANC is important to avoid its loss due to buildup of waste and migration. Stop watering the beds 5 to 10 days before the harvest. Depending on the biomass stocked and the quality of the bed materials used, the vermicompost in the beds can be harvested after 30 to 45 days as soon as the granular form of thick vermicast is visible. The ANC may also be transferred or induced to migrate to a previously prepared bed with substrate. To achieve the ideal moisture of 30%, air dry the vermicompost on the concrete floor or laminated matting under a shed. Sieve the vermicompost manually or mechanically to separate the coarse and fine materials. The initial sieved vermicompost can be stored for 2 weeks, then cover it with a net. Second sieving of vermicast is recommended to make use of the newly hatched or young ANC before bagging. Initially pack the sieved vermicompost in plastic bags and then pack it in sacks for the final packaging for longer storage.
Black chocolate. Dark chocolate. Dark chocolate. Ilagay po sa tubig, may brewer po. So, parang kape, binubrew. Tapos kinabukasan, after 24 hours, saka mo siya i-delay.
Naturally organic liquid fertilizer or foliar fertilizer derived from vermicap's concentrated nutrients called macro and micronutrients, which are readily available for plant absorption. It has naturally occurring hormones that only nature can provide, and when blended with beneficial microorganisms, it helps suppress disease and resist pest infestations. Advantages of vermicide. Compost is enhanced and is more potent than the compost itself. It is beneficial to microbes and can increase from 100 to 500 times more in compost tea than average compost. And it can be applied as a foliar spray in a root or soil drench. What is vermicide brewer? It is a device used to produce vermicide of superior quality. It is also designed to extract the nutrients and the beneficial microbes, while at the same time multiplying their population present in the compost. Materials needed in the production of vermicide: 2 kilos vermicast or vermicompost, 1 kilogram sugar or muscovado or molasses, 30 liters untreated water. Water from deep wells is good. However, water with high concentration of salts, heavy metals, and carbonates must not be used. Chlorine from treated water sources can be removed by overnight evaporation. Pin, weighing scale, and 3-plug electrical outlet or extension wire with 3-plug outlet. Procedures in producing vermicide. Before using the unit, check the parts of the vermicide brewer. If it's intact and operational, especially the connections of the bubbler hoses and the fine and coarse of your filters. Weigh 2 kilos of vermicast. Fill the agitator bottles with 2 kilogram vermicast. Put the bottles back to the bucket and close the agitator caps carefully and tightly. Make sure that the fine and coarse outlet filters are properly positioned. Lock the supporting rod using the hose. Dilute 1 kilo sugar in a small container and pour around the brewer. This will serve as food for the microbes. Pour untreated water up to the level marked on the bucket. Put back the cover of the bucket and attach the bubbler hoses of the aerators to its right connections. Set the aerators to 5 and plug in the brewer to start brewing. Brew it for 72 hours or 3 days. Check if the aerators are functioning well in order to produce vermicide of good quality. Proper control of oxygen input into the water is critical. The smaller the bubble size, the greater will be the exchange surface. Thus, the more efficient will be the oxygen transfer. After 72 hours, brewing is completed. Unplug the aerators. While the 2 aerators are unplugged, it is best to keep the aerator for the outside bubblers still plugged in until all resulting vermicide in the bucket is consumed. Aerating the tea maintains the microbes' activity. Collect the resulting liquid solution of the concentrated vermicide using the faucet dispenser. Dilute 1 liter of concentrated vermicelli with 15 liters untreated water, making a total volume of 16 liters, or equivalent to the capacity of 1 knapsack sprayer. Other dilution ratio are 1:10, 1:5, and 1:1. Drench and spray plants or trees with diluted compost tea. Dilute and apply the remaining concentrated compost tea immediately, or preferably for not more than 8 hours after brewing. Application of vermicelli. For orchards, vegetables, herbs, ornamentals, lawns, forestries, rice, corn, and other crops. The most appropriate time is during the early morning, not later than 9 a.m. or late afternoon, but not earlier than 4 p.m. The frequency of application is twice a month or weekly.
Tapos na po,
Okay na. Angelo, may tanong daw.
Sige po.
Sir, may tatanong po ako. Gawa po naman po namin. Gawa na po sa pagkakatulan.
Ito na kayo dito.
Ano, may tulad po sir na
Sige po, tanong po.
May tanong ka.
Sir, may tanong po ako. Ina-clarify ko lang kasi may sinabi po kayo kanina na parang design ng vermicompost din. Yung parang di na kailangan ng sahig. Basta na lang pa yung... Hindi ba siya, advisable ba siya kasi possible na yung African night crawlers na gagamitin natin, magdidip-dimmer siya or possible na magkaroon ng migration. So,
Advisable.
yung ano po sir, advisable po ba yung
Okay lang. Kasi kung nandun yung pagkain, panatag ka na hindi yung lalayas. Okay lang siyang mag-dip. Kasi alam mo na nandun na siya. Yun na yun sa, kumbaga,
yung pinaka-efficient or pinaka-magandang design na gagamitin kapag gagawa ng vermicompost kasi.
pwedeng yung sinabi niyo sa kanina na yung sa flooring lang din. Yung sinabi ko na yun sa mangga, basta nakapaikot, nandun lang din si ano. Hindi naman siya lalayas, basta siguradong may pagkain kayo ibibigay. So pwede rin kung may budget, ito yung ganito na semento, 2 layer po na semento. Pwedeng kung ayaw nyo na pa-flooring, okay lang po. Kulong naman yun eh. Sigurado nandun lang yung bulate. Ang kagandahan lang ng pag-flooring, edi kung may train tube po, pwede nyo pakakuha na.
Yung bang yung tumagas na tubig doon.
Pero karamihan po ang ginagawa ng iba, pag yung semento, kinukulong, hindi na nila sinisemento yung flooring. Okay lang na lupa. Nakabaon po yung isang detres na hollow blocks. Nakaultaw layo yung isang hollow blocks. Pwedeng 3 layer. Depende po sa capacity na pwede nyo ilagay. Mas mataas, mas maganda. Yung iba po hanggang tuhod. Iba hanggang bayawang. Ang taas. So pag ganun po kadami o kataas, mas marami kayong maharvest. At marami kayong maitatama. Oo, marami rin bulate. Yun ay sa mga large scale na. Pero pag kayo nagsisimula pa lang, pwede pong 1 kilo sa 1 metro po lang, 1 by 1.
Okay. Ito yung tatanong ko eh. Gano'ng kalaki ang dapat
meter
na ideal size para sa 1 kilong
1 meter.
1 square meter?
Mahinga, ano po? Natawala exercise.
Hindi mo lang ako hinihingal, may
Kabasan, depende rin siguro sa dami ng bulate.
Oo, kaya depende ho
Pero
sa
kung
budget.
halimbawa ka, kaunti pa ang bulate, pirin mo kasi siya.
Opo.
Sige.
4 by 4 lang ito, 4 meters.
Pero may permit yan.
Baka mukha ko din
So ito yung sinasabi ko may doon pong drain.
Meron po yan, dahil dito ginawa, dito dami
Na
dati yan.
dapat medyo elevated.
Dapat
Para
may
pag dapat may may bubong, may shade. Para hindi po nainitan. So nasan po yung substrate natin? Tawag po doon sa pamakain ay substrate.
Oh, ito po,
Badi,
pinasabungan
badi.
niya siya.
So sino po magtataktak?
Alin ang
Ba't
unahin
may
kuya?
bato?
Pagtataktak pa
Hindi
lang
po
pa
yan
eh.
kakainin ng bulate.
Oo,
Sige,
pakialasan po niyo yung bato. Magtataktak po tayo.
Pakain yan, iba to. Hindi na palabas na yan.
Sige po, taktak na po.
Kuya, may Scorpio.
Yun. Lagi na siya, kasama niya siya. Makikitabi po. Basura ng mga bata talaga. Bango ninyo.
Yan, so taktak pa po. Ano pa pong...
O, ano yung pandalan nyo?
So meron na po tayong
may tae.
nitrogen.
Hayop.
May source na po tayo ng
Kailangan talaga
potassium.
may rice din.
Ito, isama na natin ito dyan.
Sa sariwa po na konti yung nakuha po, ano.
Na.
Medyo may amoy po.
Ito, lupa yata to ah.
Ayan po yung ano na. Sa ilang baboy na.
Baboy.
Ito po na medyo maamoy pa. Dapat po yung mga, yung turo po kanina, 2 weeks.
May bulok na.
Pero pag ganito po na medyo may amoy, mga 1 month.
Eh, sa akin, 2 taon na eh.
Bago lagyan ng bulate, sir.
Opo.
Kaya pa,
Mainit po yan.
Mainit po yan, hindi yan po pwede.
Ammonia po yung nalabas.
Oh, dami po. Dami po. Kamas isang dami sako doon.
Then, ikukan po natin ng maayos para yung pag-atake ng bulate ay will distribute. Makikita